Welcome back to our Work Happy series. We're talking about how to be happier at work, the gifts that you bring, and the small shifts that you can make to improve your relationships and your satisfaction at work. This is 9 in 9, Enneagram Wisdom for Life. Let's dive in. Enneagram 6s bring so many gifts to the workplace. I want to share with you part of my conversation with Merran Tatum, who is an account manager in branding and social media work. Merran and I talked about the gift that it is to have somebody on the team who's willing to slow down and think through all of the options and all of the ways that the work might be impacting customers. Okay, let's talk about work and what it's like as an Enneagram 6 who wants to experience security through being responsible, doing your duty, being prepared. Like, is there a more great employee than the one that wants to be prepared, responsible, and do their duty? No.
Right.
But what does that look like for you in your career?
Well, it definitely plays out in the details. I am not afraid to take a little bit longer to make sure that the work that I'm putting out or the work that we as a company are putting out is our best work. Because I'm a 6, I'm always kind of playing out all the scenarios of, okay, if this, then that. If this comes, if we put this work out, how's it going to land? Or I try to be considerate of all the audiences and then narrow down to our target audience, let's say. And I can be very much an overthinker, but I think thinking through things before acting, which is my preferred MO, helps me catch things and hopefully helps me put out good work. I fill in the gaps and I keep us putting out, I hope hopefully to help us put out good quality work and maybe see some things, keep us from some possible mistakes or loopholes or, whatever the case may be. I think I just like being trusted and feeling like I bring value.
And I will say that if anybody out there is working with a 6, the gift of forcing the slowdown sometimes is it's saving people from possible mistakes that could be really hard to recover from. So that is such a gift. And also your just ability as a 6 to look for the common good of, like what you mentioned before, with all the audiences and the common good of the team at work and the clients and the potential clients. I love that perspective. That's so broad. So Thanks. You are such a gift for anybody that gets to work with you.
Thank you. Well, hopefully.
There are a couple of ways that I see 6s getting stuck in the workplace. And the first is when that sneaky, fear-based, non-productive thinking starts to kick in. Sometimes this can send the 6 into overthinking and overanalysis, and before they know it, they're sort of paralyzed, and now it's compromised their productivity and their confidence in the workplace. The second way that I can see 6s getting stuck at work is using feedback as a way to overcome their fear of getting it wrong. I'm going to say more about this in just a minute, but before I do, why don't we listen in on my conversation with Merran about receiving feedback?
Because I know that I am looking for a strong, capable authority figure to make me feel safe and kind of be my guide, so to speak. But I don't feel like I need a lot of hand-holding. But I do want some feedback. I think the worst thing is no feedback for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather have some negative feedback to at least guide, give me some idea of where I stand.
Yes, that is so, it's not hand-holding.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, if that's the interpretation that people have as 6s, it's not that. It is a feedback loop.
Yeah.
For helping you
guide me.
It's
Yeah.
guidance more than it's not hand-holding.
I just need to know where I stand so that I can either continue doing what I'm doing, or I can pivot and change and do better. Yeah.
Being a part of a team, feedback is very important. And so in no way, shape, or form do I want this next piece to sound like feedback is a bad thing. But I do wonder if sometimes we use feedback as a way to like ease our own fear rather than leaning in and having trust and confidence in ourselves. This can be especially true for a 6, which already has that natural struggle with trusting themselves and their decision making. And I want to see the 6 make this small shift of knowing when feedback is appropriate and called for, but also knowing when to move forward without feedback. This can be really scary for the 6, but it flexes that muscle of trust and confidence. And in the workplace, we want to see, more of that from our coworkers. So this is a self-awareness shift that there isn't a hard and fast rule here, but it's this understanding of, am I needing this feedback right now because just to sort of ease my own fears? Or is there a way I could lean in, trust myself more, and move forward without needing the feedback at this particular point in the workflow? Now, as an Enneagram 6, one of the ways that you can build more trust and confidence within yourself is to dig in and understand yourself better. Because when you have deeper understanding, you naturally have deeper confidence. I want to invite you to go to the links in my bio or below and join us for the next Enneagram class called Designed for More. As a podcast listener, I want to invite you to use the discount code podcast at checkout to save $99. This is the last class I'm offering in 2025, so I hope that I'll see you there.